Okay, so welcome to a night of spooky stories where we'll be exploring different spooky stories about different topics and different types of ghosts. Today is gonna be a little bit of a different stream as we delve into the unknown and nightmare inducing experiences. Oh gosh. I will be your narrator for today, and we're going to be exploring some stories from my own area. And which I have asked a dear friend to translate for today. So today we're gonna be looking into what has happened. Also, I tried a new face tracking app and this is so amazing. Now you can see my eyeballs move so that you can see when I'm scared. So I have my book today. I'm all ready for us to do some spooky things and read some spooky stories together. Disclaimer, I am not responsible for any sort of nightmare-ish experience that you may have after this stream. Legally I am not legally I am not entailed to whatever therapy you may need. And also if we lack stories, we're gonna be looking into more. So let's begin, shall we? The first story is by Akkads. Some of these stories are in Filipino, so I had them translated and I'll be reading them to you. Yeah. So this story is by Akkads. So my friends and I decided to go out of town on a Holy Week last year. I don't know if you guys are like Catholic, but like Holy Week is like part of like the Roman Catholic religion where like it's just like when Jesus dies and then he comes back on the last day of the week. Yeah. So we went to Bawang, La Union because my friend has a rest house there and it also has a nearby beach. We left Manila at Thursday midnight and arrived there at noon. Nothing really happened during the daytime, but when we decided to drink on that night, something really strange happened. This is like the cue for when you go back home during a vacation. Anyways, we gotta keep up the spookiness of the stream. We were drinking on the balcony, enjoying the view of the farmlands that surround the house. It was dark outside, but it was a good thing that the moon was bright enough to let us see the trees and the land. Anyway, at one point, we started to spook each other while drinking. We were four. Me, my friend, the owner, and the neighbor of my friend. Wow, this person has the whole gang with him. Yeah, when you tell spooky stories while drinking, you gotta have the whole gang with you. Yes, so remember to grab a drink, and maybe your ghost friend that lives in your attic, maybe grab them as well and listen to this spooky story stream. Okay. Wait, where was I? I asked the neighbor what the scariest thing was in this place. He said, well, there's no ghost here, but someone said there's a witch. Witch! You know, witch trials, I guess they apparently like exist in Southeast Asian countries. Oh, anyways. After they said that, I turned to my left and I saw a shadow of a lady at the window. That's when you go home for real. I I didn't mind it at first, and then my friend asked me, "Dude, did you see that?" I said, "The shadow?" "Yeah." After the owner heard what the neighbor said, we went down and just slept all together in the room at the lower level. Yeah, grab the homies and hold hands while sleeping. That's the proper way to make the ghost go away. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Anyways, the next day was Good Friday. So we woke up because the owner's family arrived. They brought breakfast and drinks as well as other groceries. We met the owner's older sister that day. We also found out that she had a good relationship with her husband. Okay. Is this related to the story? Anyways, that night the sister fought with her husband because they found out he had cheated. That's the real nightmare of the story, is the fact that her husband cheated. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. No. Okay. So they hurt each other and were cursing at each other, but we decided to mind our own business. Okay, my dude. So the next day, the house was quiet due to the fight between the sister and her husband. We did the usual stuff during a holiday. In the afternoon, the sister came with us to the beach to calm down. She drank with us as well when we came home at night, and we thought, oh, everything's good. I hope our night... Wait, what? Where am I? I hope our night doesn't get ruined again. But that was only wishful thinking. I mean, of course, they did say that something strange happened at night. Next. Okay. Okay, I guess this is where shiz starts happening, right? I hope I don't like... Oh, TBH, I hope I don't... Oh, wait. I shouldn't break character, right? I should stay in... Okay, I'm just the narrator. Don't mind me. Narrator with a bit of a side comment. Okay, anyways. You see my eyes moving? Oh, cool. Anyways. So when it hit 9 p.m., the sister suddenly started screaming in her room. Okay. She was shouting at her husband, me, and then me and my friend thought, oh, maybe she's just a little emotional because of the trauma of what her husband did. Okay. The owner, who is her sibling, came into the room and said, I need your help! Help me, Anakin! Me and my friend were surprised, and we followed them to the room of the sister. When we understood and heard what exactly the sister was screaming about, my blood ran cold. Shit. Oh my god. Okay. Where is the story going? Help me, please. Mama, it's so painful what they did to me. Oh shit. Wait, what? Okay. We saw that the sister was darkening. Okay, you know what? The translation was like weird, I guess. It's like nangingitim. Anyways, it's like not literally. Oh, I can do a wink. This is an intermission. Wait. I gotta take my glasses off. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. She was being held by her mother. The other people in the house were holding down her hands and feet. Her father was putting a walis ting. I don't know if you know what this is, but it's like a broom here. It's just like a broom, but it's kind of like just a bunch of sticks. It's just like a bunch of sticks that they tied together to make something that can like sweep things up. So anyways, they took those sticks and then they placed it in between her hands and feet. Oh, I mean her toes. So we didn't want to believe that she was being possessed, but here was the proof. The proof? What the? The proof. Her father ordered the owner to call their neighbor, who was apparently an exorcist, to come, and we followed behind them. Okay, so your neighbors with an exorcist. Okay. Now you can rest in peace. Okay. Be careful though. You might get like stopped at the gates of heaven because of this spooky stream. Where am I? No, I'm like lost. An exorcist to come and we followed behind them. When we came back, everyone who wasn't holding onto the sister was told to throw salt at the windows and the door. When the sister finally calmed down, the door downstairs suddenly banged open. Oh sheesh! This is when you decide to like stop this vacation and just go home. Like, yeah. We looked at the garage and where the cars were parked and we saw hair. Oh no. No. Oh no. Not the hair. Oh my god. You know, hair has so many like horrific connotations. I don't know why. Like in every horror movie ever, it's just like what comes out of the shower is like hair. You find hair under your pillow. There's an envelope of hair hidden inside somewhere. My gosh. Why? Hair that looked like it was cut off from someone's ponytail. After we finished looking around, we went back up. The sister was doing better and the exorcist explained that there was a wandering spirit in the house because there's no one who often stays in it. Okay, maybe destroy the house. That seems like a good idea. After that, we went back to our rooms and tried our best to fall asleep. With no luck. Right? It's always used for witchcraft. Oh, that's the end. Okay, so you just went back to sleep. You didn't destroy the house. You didn't go back to your own homes before the vacation ended. You just went back to sleep. Okay. I'd say like that's not good. That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing to do while you're being haunted. You know, I would have just left. Okay, let's move to the next story. I swear, you know, I don't know, man. When I look for these stories, I was like, Filipinos are like so superstitious with like ghosts. Like, we have too many stories of ghosts. We have like different types of monsters and stuff. Like we have one where it's like a lady and then at night she gets chopped in half. Her lower body like stands in the forest, and then her upper body gets wings, and then she flies away to go and eat people or something like that. And then we have this other one where like it targets pregnant women. It makes a sound at night. Like when you hear it, that's when you gotta be like on guard. Like, what do you call this? So like the pregnant women, if there's a pregnant woman and then this monster is gonna be like in the roof, it's gonna make like a sound, and then if it's loud, that means the monster is far away. If it's really silent, this monster is like literally right in front of you. So that's when you start praying. You start praying and hoping that it's not gonna get your baby, because it's like it has like a long tongue with a hole in it, like a straw. It's like a straw, you know, and then that tongue sticks to your baby, to the belly of the pregnant woman, and then just starts. Yeah. So yeah, we have like weird stuff. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll go search for some Filipino stories so that I can get excited. I also have some like English ones. Yeah. Okay, so let's move to the next story. I was in a hotel in LA. I was with my ex-boyfriend back then, and I just tagged along with him because he had a conference to go to, and I was in the US anyway, finishing my postgrad. So when he mentioned that he's flying from UK to LA, I booked the flight as well and decided that I'd bug him for a few days. Okay. The day was crazy, and since we were both knackered, We decided right after the conference to just go back straight to our hotel and sleep the night away. Okay. In front of our bed was a coffee table with 2 chairs. I went to bed earlier than he did, right after taking my shower. He said that 30 minutes after. He also went to sleep beside me. It was almost midnight that time when I went to bed. Okay, where is the story going? A few hours later, I woke up because I smelled smoke. Oh, I saw a middle-aged woman wearing very conservative clothes, which was morning clothes, so it's black and lacy all over, sitting on one of the chairs right in front of my— oh my god. Oh no. There's a lady in your hotel room. I'd call like room service. Oh wait, no, maybe not room service, like security. But I guess it's just me. Anyways, the only thing that's separating her from the foot of my bed is the coffee table. So she was that near. Oh shiz. You're like hugging distance. Like you could touch a homie. You could touch a homie good night. Kiss a homie good night. Anyways, Miss lady in morning clothes right in front of my bed. Yes. I thought I was just dreaming because she looked hazy. All I knew was 1, I didn't know her, and 2, I was trying to figure out if she was hazy because there was something wrong with my eyes or because of the smoke from her her fog because she was smoking. Oh, okay. That's I didn't realize there's a typo that's extremely discriminatory. Let's just pretend it's not there. How do I cover it up? Anyways, whatever. That's a typo. I stared at her, still trying to make sense of everything, when she suddenly disappeared. Okay. Since maybe because I was too tired at night, I went back to sleep and made the assumption that I was just dreaming. Okay. Yes, maybe it's just your sleep paralysis demons. Sometimes you think of stuff like while you're sleeping, you wake up, you're like, oh shiz. Oh no. You don't realize that you already turned off your nightlight. Like, that happens. Okay. The following morning, my ex went... What? My ex went what? Barney? My ex went Barney on me? What? What is a... FAG? Anyway, I'm just assuming that's a cigarette. Because he thought I was smoking cigarettes. We made a deal that we both would stop smoking, and the last time we fought was because he was smoking, so he thought that I was trying to make excuses. He assumed that because there were cigarette ashes on the coffee table, or the coffee was smoking. Okay, dang. Okay, next. I stared at her. Oh wait, where am I? So long story short, I told him what I saw. He didn't believe me. We had a fight. We made up, went to the day 2 of the conference that day, and went back to the hotel at around midnight again. Okay. This time, we moved the coffee table to the far end of the suite because he didn't want the hassle of moving our stuff around since we were busy and we had a tight schedule. He dismissed the middle-aged woman as a figment of my imagination, even if he saw the ashes, because he's an atheist and he doesn't really believe me when I told him that I have a third eye. Whoa, way to spring that on me. You have a third eye. Okay, so OP has a third eye. Noted. Okay, she can see ghosts. Okay. I have a third eye since science can't properly corroborate that sort of thing. When you're half asleep, you can even hear things even when... Okay, maybe I'm not gonna sleep tonight. Maybe I'll just stay up the whole night. I'll just not sleep. You know, like, what is sleeping? Do we even need that? Do you need to sleep? Oh my god, it's October 28th. It's almost October 31. Okay. Okay, let's continue. So we slept. When we sleep, he's usually the little spoon, so I wasn't used to getting hugs from Oh my god. Oh no no no. No, this I know where this is going. I know where this is going. If someone's a little spoon, they're gonna stay the little spoon forever. Forever in the relationship, I mean. I don't think they're gonna switch up in the night. Oh my god, anyways. I'm scared. Okay, I'm scared. I wasn't used to getting hugs from behind from him at around 2 to 3 a.m. Oh god. I felt arms around my waist and I snuggled closer. Whew, thinking that it was him. Maybe I really wasn't gonna sleep tonight. I can imagine now, like, the horror that could happen. I don't really want any arms snuggling closer to me tonight. Oh gosh, we'll just have to see. Okay. After a few moments of that, I started thinking that it was odd because it smelled like smoke. And the arms around my waist were getting tighter until I was slowly having difficulty breathing. Oh my god. No. I hate this. Oh my god. You know, I don't really like enjoy horror. Actually, I kind of prepared like spooky vibe as I watched Cabinet of Curiosity on Netflix. You know, the new series by Guillermo del Toro, and that series is, oh my god, it's disgusting. Oh, by the way, all asset credits will be placed in the description box. Okay. Because I keep forgetting to say, and I have to fix it. Anyways, okay, so she was being hugged at 2 to 3 a.m. and then she almost like died from the hug. Anyways. So I did what normal people who can't breathe would do. I repeatedly slapped his arms to make him let go. What? He did the get off me. When I did, I realized how cold they were and how the arms felt odd. I instantly looked behind me only to see the woman, oh shiz, right beside me staring menacingly straight at me like I finished all the food in the refrigerator and she can't wait to kill me because of it. Oh my god. That's a very vivid description that I didn't really need in my brain. Okay, let's just move on from that. Let's pretend that they're happy. Let's see. Where was I? I couldn't shout because I couldn't breathe, and the only thing that I could do then was to kick the air in panic. Okay. My ex woke up when he felt the bed moving and he saw the woman himself. Oh shit, they're like double cursed now. They are super double cursed, you know? I would never want to meet a ghost in real life. When he instinctively opened the bed lamp, she disappeared. Ah, damn. We ran to the front desk where we were eventually told by the manager and the staff after a series of "you were just drunk" and "that's impossible" excuses that the woman was the first wife of the original hotel owner who died because of fire. Oh my god. Oh god. There's a story. Is this real? You know, Reddit stories, you know, you don't really know if they're real. You're not sure if people are just making these stories or like, ah, teehee, haha. You know, it's not really hallucination at all. If two people see it, you know, I can't. I know, I've only like ever seen one ghost in my life, and that was like when I was a kid, and it was from like the corner of my eye when I was walking through my hallway in the bathroom. yeah, I was like walking, and then on the corner of my eye, I saw this lady. You know, the typical like um a typical like girl in a white dress, and then she's like looking like this, like with all her hair, her black hair was just like covering her whole face like this. It was like this, standing there. And then I did a double take. I was like, what the frick was that? Hello? I was like, the frick? So I went back to look, and of course, he was gone. It really do be like that. I can't really say I have a third eye though, so thankfully I'm glad for that. Because I remember oh god. No, I mean, don't be scared. These are just like no, be scared. These are 100% chainmail chainmail stories. If you don't share these stories to 10 friends, then Sonic the Hedgehog will show up at your doorstep at 3 a.m. You don't want that, right? You don't want that. If you don't share these stories to 200 best friends, then Willy Wonka will come and steal your golden ticket, and you won't be able to go to the chocolate factory. Hoo hoo hoo. I remember when I was younger too, because like I think my classmates were a little crazy. Like, these people were out here turning the lights off, and then they were like, hey guys, gather around, let's open up our third eyes. And then these freaks, these goddamn classmates of mine and friends of mine were like pressing their foreheads with their fingers. They were like, if it hurts, it's gonna open soon. Like, what the hell? What the hell do you mean it's gonna open soon? I don't want, no, bro. Like, that's not for me. Then after we did that, we also like did a Ouija board. Of course we did. Who doesn't do Ouija boards as a kid? I grieve for my childhood. Anyways, okay, we should go to the next story before we lose immersion in the spooky vibe. I think we already lost that immersion. Anyways, did I pause it? It's paused, right? Yeah. Next is, where am I? Okay. Wait, let me take a drink. Okay. Let's get it. Ah! Oh shiz. Okay. My boyfriend, Rafi, and I were in Baguio together with two of our friends, Faye and Wally. Okay, I must give context. Baguio is like a mountainous city. It's at the top of a mountain. It's mostly covered by other mountains and forests. And there is like no city that's like close to there. So it's kind of super isolated. And it's also at the top of the Philippines. It's like really up there. It's up there. So it also has like a lot of ghost stories, because like in the past, what was it? There's like a bunch of like, during the World War, a bunch of like soldiers died in that area, in that city. So it's kind of a little bit haunted. It's also like foggy there, so there's that aspect too. Anyways, let's move on. So we were driving along South Drive when Wally suddenly turned all the lights inside the car on. At that moment, I knew something was very wrong. My stomach churned and my heart started beating really fast. Did it go doki doki? Yeah, her heart went doki doki. Okay, no, we gotta be scary. Why are we not, why are we, why are we being funny? How are we gonna curse our viewers if we're funny? Stop it. Okay. Um, where was I? I closed my eyes and told myself, what the heck? Stop being paranoid. After giving myself a quick pep talk, I opened my eyes and immediately start. Is it too small? Let me make it bigger. Okay. I opened my eyes and immediately started crying silently when I saw the reflection of someone sitting behind my boyfriend on my side of the window. Okay. Car horror stories. Love them. Don't wanna experience them. Not my thing. I was shaking and crying, but still, since I thought he'd be in some sort of danger, the only thing I could think of was to swap seats with him. And so I did. I wiped my tears away and inched closer towards him. "Can we swap seats?" I whispered. "Huh? Why?" he asked, clearly worried. But I couldn't actually tell him that something bad was going on. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I feel uncomfortable with all this space. Is it alright if I stay there on the left side near the window? And then just sit really close to me, I lied. After we switched seats, he held my hand close to him, and I tried my best not to look at the rear view mirror. But I couldn't help it. I did. Okay, yeah, so you just cursed yourself once again. You know, I'm a firm believer of like not looking at ghosts when you like notice them. This is me though, maybe, you know, this is me. I try, yeah. Anyways, I'm always getting lost. The woman that was sitting behind us was still there, and I've never told them this part, but she looked at me dead in the eye through the rear view mirror. Oh god. I was terrified that I tightened my grip on Rafi's hand and I started audibly breathing. Like like that? Like that? Is that what you mean, like audibly breathing? Like that? Like when I'm about to get a panic attack. Yeah. So you started hyperventilating. Okay. What's going on? Faye asked. I was about to answer her, but then I realized this question is not directed at me, but to her boyfriend, Wally. He gave her nothing. Okay, what do you mean he gave her nothing? Hey, what's wrong? She asked again, worried. Finally, I looked up to see him doing the sign of the— oh my god. Okay. You know he's scared when he starts doing the sign of the cross. Oh my god. I mean, I get it. I would hold whatever religious thing I have on me too if I see some woman in my rear view mirror. I didn't pray with him. I just closed my eyes and waited, telling myself it'll all be over. Don't worry, she'll leave. Sooner or later she'll gotta go. She's gonna need to use the bathroom at some point, right? A few minutes after muttered prayers and silent cries, the air around us started to feel lighter, and thus I opened my eyes and Wally turned the lights off. Okay, what's going on? I know something's wrong. You don't pray out of the blue, Faye asked curiously. Wally and I cross-referenced whatever we saw and felt during the last few minutes of our hitchhiker's short stay. And until now, I never look at the rearview mirror again, unless the driver asks me something and he wants to have eye contact through the mirror. Oh gosh, a classic. I hope he did it the fingers. Yeah, he was like, ooh, he firmly grasped his rosary in his rosary necklace. He grasped it and just started praying while driving. Oh my god, you know, I get it. I get it. I mean, it's a good thing, like, this lady didn't come with them to their home. Do you guys have, like, that kind of superstition when, like, when we have this superstition here? It just kind of reminded me of this incident. It was like, after a funeral. Oh my, wait. After a funeral, someone was like, people are always telling me that, like, you have to go and stop by somewhere before you go home because you might bring home the dead person's spirit with you. So I don't know, maybe other places have this kind of thing too. Wait, oh my god. Okay. Oh gosh, you know, we're cursed. We're gonna get cursed today. Don't forget to pray after if you're religious. If not, then just hope. Yeah, you know, look at my book of curses. It's open. It's right here. It's ready. Oh no. Once when I was a kid, I was reading a book of stories and then I saw a shadow racing like if some person stand up behind me. I turned to look back and I just saw a black oh my god. Maybe you have a third eye. Maybe it's a hallucination, I think. But days after that, me and my sister were playing and chilling, then we hugged each other, and in the wall in front of us, we saw a shadow standing who ran away once we realized, oh my god. Even my dog came like in panic to see if we're good. Hallucination cannot be the same for two people. Yeah, it really cannot. Especially for like dogs as well. And animals in general. The fact that your dog panicked means there really was something there. I don't know, maybe did you burn your house? Did you burn your house after this? I recommend burning your house after such occurrences. At least, you know, it didn't like try to harm you and your sister. I mean, I'm not super like, okay, maybe I am. I'm scared of demons and ghosts. But sometimes people like, you know, those like in TVs when they're like possessed. I'm glad you didn't get like possessed or something or cursed. I hope you didn't. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. You spread holy water. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. You drowned it in holy water. I understand. You know, like when you get a new house here, you have to have it like blessed by an actual priest, and then there's like different rituals. Some companies, they actually like have like a sacrifice for when they build your house. Maybe we should stop doing that so that we don't see shadows. I don't have a lot of spooky experiences, thank god. Oh no, maybe it wasn't really a spooky experience, but like this one's kind of weird because like when I was in grade school, of course, when I was in grade school, elementary was wild. When I was in elementary, right, we did all those Ouija boards and opening our third eye, like, you know, the dumbasses we are. and for some reason, I don't know why, my friend or whatever. Oh, so the house does not fall. Oh, okay. Rituals. Anyways, so this friend of mine, apparently, while we were like playing around with the Ouija board, she got like possessed, apparently. Well, I'm not really sure if she was actually possessed, but like that's what she presented to like everyone in the room. They were like, you know, it was like, I don't know, we had this like in school, we had this like garden where she like we brought her there, and then when she went and stepped on the grass, she would turn back normal. And then when she moved out of the grass, she would like be possessed again or whatever. She'd be like, who are you? I'm like, okay, is she really possessed or is she just playing us? Because we played some Ouija board in the classroom. But anyways, we left it at that, and then she went and left for Australia. They also do it when they build bridges. Ah, rituals, man. Have you heard the story of mute Michael who chewed gum until he went blind? I don't think I have. Huh? He chewed gum until he went blind? How did that happen? Did the gum like stick to his eyes? Schizophrenia. Oh. Wait. Mute Michael. Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay, nice. You know what? You know, I'm a little stupid, guys. You know, spooky stories, you know, sometimes they really get you. Sometimes they're just like weird experiences. You know? Like, I'm just glad I don't have a third eye. Because my mother has a third eye. Apparently, according to her. She apparently has a third eye. So I'm just like, okay. And so, yeah. She has this like weird experience in her school where like someone apparently died to like a bat monster. But I'm not really sure. I'm not entirely sure because what she said was like one day some girl was missing, some elementary school kid was missing, and then they saw blood on a tree where apparently this bat monster lived. So yeah, so that's her story, and I'm like, okay, your school was kind of a little wild, you know. But yeah, I'm glad I don't have as much experiences in horror. Maybe I just like scare myself on my own. Maybe I could read some creepypasta as well. Okay, we should read the next story before we freak ourselves out. Where am I? This one. Okay. When I was small, I used to play with some people in our neighborhood. I always ride my bike around our village alone because my cousin just became a teenager and didn't want to play with me anymore. Okay, that's so sad. That's actually kind of sad. You don't have friends with your neighbors? Oh wait, no. That's what he said. Okay. Anyways, in our village, there is a tract of land that nobody lives in and was unkempt. This means that there were lots of tall grass in the area. That is where I saw my friends. Pokemon? Are your friends Pokemon? Oh shiz. Oh shiz, his friends are Pokemon. Okay. Why are their friends Pokemon? Number 1, tall grass. Number 2, he only sees them in the tall grass of land. Tall grass area. Boom. Pokemon. Holy shiz. Haunter and Ghastly were like present in this area. I'm brave. No, we're cursed right now. I'm just the narrator, guys. Just the narrator. Or am I? Anyways. What is that? This is where I saw my friends. I had a small accident that involved me not pressing down on the brakes on time. I fell down my bike right into the unbought land. There was this man, Lee? I think Lee. He helped me up. He looked different from everybody. He put something sticky on my wound. Bruh. Okay. Whatever. And helped me back to my bike. I went home and saw no sign of my wound. Okay. You just got healed by a mysterious ghost person. Okay. I can work with that. I went, my yaya is, nanny. Didn't scold me, so I felt grateful to Lee. I went back to the land after, and Lee was there with some of his friends. I remember that they were tall and looked grown up, okay, hanging out with adults. But whenever I tried to remember playing with them, they looked like children. Oh, what? 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 They were with, they looked grown up and they were tall, but whenever he played with them, they looked like children. Okay, skinwalkers. My god. Oh my god, skinwalkers. 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 I don't know how many times I went back to play with them, but I'm sure it stretched the whole summer and days after school started. I stopped going back when they asked me to eat something, and my nanny told me to refuse and not to go back. Oh shit. Okay, I think this is like, this is a little bit like, what do you call this? Oh no, I'm like not in my outfit. I gotta move. I think when I look at this, I think it's a little bit of like, would you say like they were trying to spirit away this kid? This poor unassuming kid who just wanted to read, to play with some people. Yeah, this seems like a spirit away. Like, you know how they wanna like feed you stuff so that you get stuck there, just like in Spirited Away. I think that's what they were trying to do with this person. It's a good thing the nanny told him not to eat, because oh my god, I don't think this story would have been posted if he ate whatever they were offering. It's a popular creepypasta. Oh god. Oh gosh, I hate creepypastas. I'm glad this kid didn't end up eating whatever that was. Guys, BRB, I just need to talk to my my demon friend. I'll be right back. BRB. Okay guys, so my demon friend just let me know that today is gonna be we're all gonna get cursed after this after this stream. You guys aren't like entitled to any, what do you call this, like cleansing ritual. Sorry, it's not part of the it's not part of the plans that you bought for today's stream. Sorry, you just have to avail on a different date for the cleansing rituals for the stream. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Anyway, so now that we have that information like out and ready for you guys to know, let's move to the next story. How many stories do I have? I don't actually remember. I have like this really long one for like, sorry, yeah. It's not part of the um plan that you bought for today. I'm really sorry about that. Management has told me sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, where am I? Okay. Huh? What is this? Wait, I'm so confused. Okay, wait. Okay, I gotta pull up the translation. Anyways, okay. Next. Okay, this one's in Filipino, so you guys will just have to listen to me talk. Okay, so we'll skip the first part because it just says that this is a spooking thread. So here's the story. So our old house was haunted. Lots of creepy things going on there. There were doppelgangers. I heard imitations of our voices, shadowy figures, white lady, you name it, it was probably there. Why do you live in that house? You should just move. Get out of there, dude. Our house is a building type house. 4 floors including a roof deck. The roof deck had a room that was supposed to be my brother's room. One time, he was on the deck catching some air before going to sleep. He suddenly saw a woman with really long hair floating towards him. Okay, that's your sign. Leave. Of course, he got scared, and he never slept in that room again. And wait, oh my god, where's my translation? Okay, whatever. And it became a storage room anyways. One time One time also I was there at the deck alone at night and I suddenly smelled flowers. The scent was getting stronger and stronger, as if something was coming nearer. In my fear, instead of running, I couldn't move. So I kind of talked to whatever it was and said sorry. Wait. He was like, "Oh my god. Ghost? Sorry." I mean, I guess he apologized better than screaming at the ghost's face. Yeah. Okay, fine. I give them the benefit of the doubt. Sorry, and said, "Sorry that I disturbed you and I'm already leaving." The scent faded away. That was the moment that I ran away during that time. Another time, I was in our living room on the phone with my BF. With my boyfriend. Suddenly, I heard a very loud... Wait. I'm so confused because I know I got the translation, but where did it go? Anyways. Another time, I was in our living room on the phone with my boyfriend. Suddenly, I heard a very loud banging sound from upstairs. Directly above the left room was the mini garden area in front of my parents' room. There are some metal chairs and tables there, so I thought that maybe one of the chairs just fell. I called up my mom and asked her what happened. Why was there something that just banged on the floor and the sound like reverberated whatever through the house? My boyfriend heard it too over the phone. Mom had my dad check, but nothing was out of place. That area too is beside the room where we put the personal computer in, sort of like a study area. When I'm there, I see shadowy figures waving. Okay, shadowy figures waving at me, in my peripheral vision only. But when I turn to look, nobody's there. Of course, it's always the peripheral vision. The maids in our house sometimes see a guy who's wearing shorts and a striped shirt who is like walking around there, but they don't know who this guy is. And one time my friends passed by a kid that they thought was my little sister, but during that time he was at school. Oh my god, if I lived this, like, if I lived in this house, I don't think I would just be like, living with this horror. Like, I don't think I can do that. Like, what if one day you're sleeping in your bed and then you open your eyes, you're like sleep, 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 and then you open your eyes and then suddenly it's like some lady just staring at you from the ceiling. Like, no, no. I don't think that's a good idea. I would just leave. Gosh, guys, these people need to not stay here. Anyways, at our rooms in the second floor of the house, I experienced hearing someone knock at my bedroom door at night, but there's no one there. There's also a time when you hear someone calling your name, but then no one was calling after all. Like, none of the like family members or like maids were calling her. Little sister saw a shadow kid crawl across the bedroom ceiling once. Then the same kid walked through the closed closet door. Our television and radio will change channels and stations on their own. And yeah, on their own. The family has had a lot of experience in that house, and it's not really every day, but it was often when someone was alone in one part of the house, or if like it was your first time to go to that house. So literally it was like a welcoming a welcome greeting to your guest, huh? Okay, so it's like, welcome to my house, welcome to my house. Here is my best friend, the white lady, and over here is my my friend, little Jojo. These are the ghosts that inhabit my house that I believe, you know, make my house all the more exciting. Oh my god. And just so to let everyone know who's sleeping over is that at night you might hear some knocking, but don't ever open it because you will get spirited away. Okay, thank you for listening to the rules of my haunted house. Anyways, where am I? We moved out from that house in 1998 after living there for 13 years. Oh, thank God. It was rented to a computer college by the new owner, and last I heard is the students who were now studying in that school thought that the house was a funeral home. That's why there's a lot of like ghost experiences happening. Even the students were victims of like the ghost experience. Yeah. Whoever the new owner was that thought that it was a good idea to make a school on top of the freaking lot, the genius as if we needed more school horror stories, as if we needed more. Gosh, hello. My god. My school, I already did say that I went to an all-girls school, so where am I? Wait, I just need to check which story I'm at. What the hell? It turned on photo booth. Anyways, what was I gonna say? I already said that I studied in an all-girls school, and it was Catholic too, so there's that. And of course, you know, I don't know what's up with like Catholic schools, but like, why are they always haunted? I don't understand. That kid thinking right. I know, right? Like, who does that? Hello? Oh shit. Oh no. Okay, we're here. Okay, we're here. Am I in the right? I just need to check. Okay, yeah. Okay. Like, what's up with like Catholic schools and being haunted? That's what I don't understand. It's not like, isn't this a religious school? Shouldn't you be like more blessed or something? I don't understand. This doesn't make sense. I feel like we had more like horror stories than like blessings in my school. Like, we had a whole, of course we had like the white lady, of course, We also had like um you know I don't want to say it because I'm kind of scared actually. I don't really want to say it, but like, you know, like Bloody Mary. Yeah, that yeah. We also had like a bathroom that was okay. I'm just checking my sides. We also had like that, a bathroom where you had to recite that name, and then you get you see her in the mirror. Apparently, I don't understand, man. Oh no, another story. Okay, wait. Let me drink some water. I can't keep up the soft voice. Okay. So there's a folklore story around here about a creature called El Tunche. Did I say that right? El Tuncha. El Tunch? El Tunche? Oh god, that sounds like so American. El Tunche? I don't know. Anyways, it is said that if you are walking alone at night and this being finds you, it will begin to make noises as if it were a small animal but stalking. Oh god. Then it starts screaming and chasing you. It is said that the scream disorients the person to get lost. Once you feel like it's right at your back, screaming, then nobody will ever see you again. Okay. Okay. So noted. If I see, what is that? Anything like a small animal noise while I'm walking alone at night, I know that I'm gonna run. Wait, maybe I won't run because it's gonna chase me. Maybe I'll dip to my closest McDonald's. Like, hey, can I hang here for a bit? It's chasing me. Oh god, Spirited Away stories creep me out. Especially those stories where like, oh, your popcorn ended already. Oh no. Maybe you could ask your ghost friend that's right beside you to like cook some more. I hope your friend's like having a good time. Your ghost friend like right next to you. Those like stories like, oh my god, that one really famous horror murder story. Well, I don't really know if it's like considered murder. The one like the girl who died in like a hotel water thing at the top of the hotel roof. That one that freaks me out. Like, I've watched documentaries about the one that like her last video was in a I'm just checking my site just in case. Her last video was in an elevator and she was like doing alien hands or whatever. And that one freaks me out so much. Like, how did she get in the water thing of the hotel? And what the hell? Why was her last video so weird? I hate that one so much. It freaks me out. I'm like scared to say her name too because I feel like she's gonna like haunt me in my dreams or something. It's so freaky. I can't. I hate that, What is this? Were we born to be cursed? On today's demon ads, purchase with only $2.99, you can buy a cleansing ritual at your nearest shop today. And for $5.99, you can disable ads from the demon management completely. Anyway, so yeah, now that we've run our ads, let's continue spooking ourselves. Am I reading the right one? I'm reading the right one, right? First of all, no, I have to click next. Ah, my god. I just really don't want to like experience one of those murder ones, like freaky ones, the ones where like the criminals are never found. Those, oh my god, like what the frick. Oh, I just remember this really freaky thing I know about for some reason. Don't ask me why. Anyways, you know how like in the US, I don't live in the US, but like apparently in the US they have like cave systems like all over the country, and then underneath, and then they had like someone made this like map that like kind of shows where missing people were most often reported at. And then the freaky thing is, those missing person reports were like gathered near the cave system map, like lines or whatever. It was so freaky. Maybe I can find it and I can show you guys. US cave system, I can't type. What the hell? US cave system missing person. Oh my god, there it is. There it is. Do you see that? I see that. It freaks me out so much, just so that you guys can like have a visual. Oh god. Okay. I don't know which one's like the cave system and which one's the yeah. Which one's the missing persons, but like, oh no. Okay, I see. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys. Oh, my character. Did I die? Okay, we're back. Okay, I'm just gonna show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. Because this one freaks me out, like on a spiritual level. Okay. Can you see this? So like, let me make this bigger. So like, can't see my face. But anyways, let me just move. Like, if you look at the above part, the above part is like the reported missing cases in the US. And then the lower half are the cave system maps of the US. And do you see how they like they kind of like match? Do you see that? It's so freaky. I hate this. I hate this. This one freaks me out so much. Like every time I remember this one like trivia, this map, this freaking map. Every time I remember this map, I die a little inside. Like on a spiritual level, I die a little inside. Because look at that, especially on the right, on the lower right side. On the right side, it just lines up so well. What is grabbing them in the caves? For real? What is that? I can't live like this. I can't. I really can't live like this. Like knowing the cave system and the missing people, they kind of like match. It's a little sus. Ooh. Maybe, you know, guys, I know you guys don't have like the what do you call this? You guys don't have the plan for the cleansing ritual, but since I'm part of the demon workforce, spiritual demon workforce, it's part of our health insurance that we get like a cleansing ritual. So I'm sorry about you guys, but I'm gonna be cleansing myself after this. Because yeah, I can't live like this. I can't. Okay, we're just gonna take this off now because this is freaky. I hate this. Remove. Remove. Yes. Okay, let's go back to our spot. You ain't coming down caves from now on. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh my god, it makes me remember that other one. I don't know if maybe you've heard of it, the Nutty Putty Cave, where like a guy was like exploring this cave, and then oh god, you know, sometimes when I feel like I talk about these cases like about real people, I feel like they're gonna haunt me in my dreams. But you know, I'm gonna tell you guys anyway. So it's like this guy, he just went to explore the caves. Like he's a trained hiker. He likes to hike. He likes to explore caves. That's what he does. And then one day, he explored the Nutty Putty Cave, and then he got stuck. So people had to like try to get him out, of course, but like they couldn't, because it was a cave that was like super narrow, and it only had like one direction to go inside of it, so it was really difficult. The worst part is when they when they tried to get him out, when they tried to get him out, he sank deeper into the cave. Like, he literally fell. I mean, like, maybe he slid. He slid deeper into the cave head first. Head first. Like, I can't. That's crazy. And then, okay, sadly, he died in that cave. And I don't know. If you guys want to know about it, there's a whole news about it. So there's that, you know, you can find out more about it there. But yeah, there's a whole news about it. It's freaky. And I feel bad, the dude. And rest in peace. Please don't haunt me in my dreams. Okay. I think I strayed too far. Maybe I'll continue reading now. Reptilians. Yeah, it's the lizard people. Did you know that Ariana Grande is a lizard person? I'm coping. It's like, you know, Inside Job. That's a funny show. You guys should watch that. Anyways, okay. Let's read the next one. Am I reading the right one? Did I click the next? Wrong. Oh, I read the wrong one. Okay, this is the one I'm reading now. It wasn't in order. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna read this now. Okay. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Okay. My experience is not really with ghost hunting, but about ghost, generally speaking. Claustrophobic caving in, oh god. People actually like it? Oh my god. I hate, I'm gonna say it now. I'm like claustrophobic. I can't handle small spaces. I get really like, how do you say this? Like, I get like that. I don't know how to describe it in words. I get like that. Yeah, I get like that. It makes me squeamish. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna read it now for real. Before, my room was adjacent to the door. Oftentimes, whilst watching TV and lying down, there would suddenly be people who'd go from the other rooms to the bathroom, and then I'd go check the bathroom, but there was no one there, of course. Even my father, I would see him go to the bathroom, and then I'd check the bathroom again. Still, no one was there. So I'd go down to confirm and would see my father asleep on the sofa in the living room. And then this person says a curse word. Also, when me and my sibling were kids, I remembered my mother would always ask someone to go with her to the bathroom while she bathed because she was scared, because every time she uses the bathroom, she would hear a child crying. Oh my god. That's a very common thing in the Philippines, is haunted houses. Anyways, all the while, until we reached adulthood, we thought that the crying was just my younger sibling who died when they were still a baby because of a complication. Then last year, when the house was open due to an infestation and construction, my father discovered in the bathroom is a small square tile that can be opened. Okay, so there's a secret compartment in their house, in their bathroom to be specific. Okay. And inside of it was a jar containing a fetus. Oh shit. Oh. Oh, come on. What do you mean there was a jar with a fetus inside of it in your bathroom? What do you mean? Holy shit. The amount of like hauntedness of this freaking country. My god. I hate it here. Drink some water. Okay. Continue. My father didn't show us anymore. They instead chose to bury it immediately. According to my father, the jar only had a little bit of liquid inside of it remaining, and the shape of the fetus remained and was not disfigured. How did that happen? Oh god. After that, I was a bit apprehensive in using the bathroom. My last spooky encounter was when I was a teenager. I used to play a bunch of games until the early morning. I came home around 3 to 4 a.m. from the computer shop. My place is a compound area, and at the end of the compound, there's a grotto. Curse word. Guess what? There was a lady standing there, her back facing me. She was wearing all white and was wearing some type of religious garment on her head. I'm gonna die now. It was 3 a.m. When you see a lady in all white at 3 a.m., you run. It was 3 a.m. and no one was around me, and if some lady was praying at 3 a.m. every day for religious purposes, I would have noticed, since I had been coming home around that time a lot in the past few days. So what I did was adjust my playing time so that I'd go home around 5 to 6 a.m. Wait, I'm like lost. Oh, that's it. That's it pala. Okay, this person's smart. Instead of like playing until 3 a.m., play until 5 a.m. Right? Right? Good idea, That's smart of you. That's very smart of you. Jeez, villages here. My god. My gosh. Just can't. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna freak the freak out. I mean, I know we shouldn't be judging ladies wearing white, all white, standing at the end of a compound at 3 a.m. I know we shouldn't be judging them, but why do you gotta be standing like that, like with your back facing us, and like you don't even know, no one knows what the heck you're doing there, you're just standing there like a ghost? I think that's on you. I think that's on you for being like a ghost. If you get salt thrown at you because of that, I'm sorry, but no. Maybe I should start carrying salt when I go out. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Is there next? Wait, I'm like blind. Sorry, I'm gonna get like real close to the computer. Okay. This one. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I think this is the last one for the Filipino one, and then I have like some English ones, but I think I'll only read one for the English one because they're like super long. Like, wow. Okay. Yacal Residence Hall, UP Diliman, 2004 or 2005. Context. So UP Diliman is a university here in the Philippines that's like, once again, super haunted. Of course. Universities are just haunted by nature. So one of my friends in the dorm was using my desktop one night. They were hanging out in my room as usual. I'm changing into my home clothes, so I opened my closet. Then she laughed. Ha 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 ha. You really fit in there, mocking my height. Then she suddenly stopped laughing, looked at me weird, slammed my closet door, and went back to typing like nothing happened. I don't think I can do that if this is gonna happen to me. Anyways, I asked, "What's that about?" And she wouldn't tell me. I insisted, but she looked, where am I? But she looked scared, and it made me scared too. We had to call the other dorm mate, one of our other dorm mates, before she told us the story. She told her other dorm mate what she saw in Kapampangan. This is like a city, I think. I'm not really sure. And I only understood the dead woman part. I meant. She told her other dorm mate what she saw in Kapampangan. This is a dialect Kapampangan is a dialect here in the Philippines, which I don't know how to speak. Anyways, so the person who wrote this does not understand what they're saying because they don't speak in that dialect, okay? And she only understood dead woman from their whole conversation. Okay. Later on, I learned that she actually saw my image. No. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Oh my god. I might not be able to go to the bathroom later in fear. That might happen. Okay. So later on, I had learned that she actually saw my image, lifeless and hanging inside the closet. We asked the Victory Fellowship girls in the dorm to help us pray. We were all holding hands in a circle in my room. They asked my friend to pray because she's the one who had the vision. Okay, I mean, and she was shy. She was even shy when she said that she doesn't pray to Jesus because she was Muslim. Okay, I mean, yeah, can't really do that because she's Muslim. They prayed that it wasn't translation. They prayed in hope that it wasn't a premonition, that it's not a vision of what might happen to me in the future. Yeah, me too. I would have prayed for you like that too. University in Latin America is like a prison. Oh, dang. like haunted prison like that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Days after that, someone, not from the dorm, just someone who goes to the same church in Katipunan, from Victory Fellowship, talked to one of the girls from that night. He said he had a vision about Yakal. What's that? Oh, it's the place. Okay, it's about the dorm. Okay. And since he knew she's from there, he wanted to tell her what he saw. He said that 2 nights ago, same night the incident happened, he had a vision of a group of girls forming— oh my god! Of a group of girls forming a circle and that there was a bright light in the middle. Then in the end, Yakal Residence Hall flashed in his mind. I hate this. Some dude who doesn't even live in their dorm had a vision about them forming the circle to pray for their friend. What? Witchcraft. I'm gonna cry. This is pain. This is torture. Okay. Then again, this is in like 2004, 2005. I guess there were no iPhones yet, so, you know, people couldn't TikTok their, what do you call this? Their witchcraft circles. Anyways, okay. I can never forget that moment because years later, I would still have terrible nightmares about some woman that sometimes instead of scaring me, that sometimes instead of me being scared, I would get annoyed because she keeps coming back in my dreams. Goosebumps while typing this. Why do you have to ask for a story? Why? Mood, I feel you. What? Why? Why? I don't understand, like, how did some person who was like not even in the presence of the occurrence have a vision about one of the things that happened that night? Literally, why? Why is this country so cursed? We just have so many like ghost stories. Like, I feel like growing up, I think we just like told ghost stories instead of like gossip about our lives. We just told each other, hey, you know what? When I was a kid, I got like spirited away by some ghost. Instead of like saying like, oh my god, she stole my toy, we were like, I saw this white lady at the back of my house on the evening of Friday the 13th. Yeah, that's what happened. Why do we live like this? I hate this. I hate this. Is there anything more? Oh, there's still one more. Oh shit! I actually accidentally closed it. Valencia. Okay, this is in English. I'm just blind, for real. I'm just blind. Like, I don't really understand. Oh, this place, man. This place. Freaky. Did the chat box die? Oh no, it's still... Is it dead? Oh no. Okay, so apparently, the plan you subscribe to as well for tonight does not include like a chat box. Maybe... Oh, I heard like OBS was a little weird these days. Like, OBS was a little weird. You know what? I just got jump scared by your text. Oh god. Oh my god. Let me just close it. Oh no! Wrong. Okay. Let me read your spooky story before we move to the last of the Filipino spooky stories. You know, I didn't think I'd read all 10 of these in 1 hour and 30 minutes. I thought I'd be done with them in like 40 minutes or something. Yeah, you know, I say I hate horror stories, but I just enjoy the thrill, I guess. Anyways, curious anecdote. Some time ago, we bought a toy for babies that made no— Why is my voice like this? Slaps my throat. Wait. Okay, I'm ready. Some time ago, bought a toy for babies that made noise if you jumped into the toy. After a time, the toy began to sound on its— Oh my god, it began to sound on its own? Wait, what the heck? I highlighted it by accident. How do I unhighlight this? Okay. We all thought it was just failing, but not to bother with the paranormal issue. I tried to communicate with it. I said, let's see it make sound. And the strange thing is that the toy sounded when I said that. My god. I think you do have a third eye. I really think you have a third eye, dude. The coincidence happened like 4 times until my parents yelled at me and then we unplugged the toy. My dude. Oh. Some serious advice. Close your third eye. Close your third eye. Oh my god. You know, that reminds me now. When I was a kid, me and my bro used to like stay in one room together, like a tiny room, and we had like a double bed, a bunk bed or something. Yeah, we had a bunk bed. And then like I had this toy. I don't know if like, anyways, I just had this toy. It was like a laptop, like a fake laptop. You know those fake laptops where you like pretend to have a laptop? And it was a Barbie laptop. So I had a toy, and then at some point it like turned off completely. So we just like threw it on top of our closet in the same room that we slept in. Okay? And then, according to my bro, one night, what was that? One night, he woke up at like 2 a.m. because this toy. Okay, that's kind of funny, but like this toy, when you boot it up, it goes, "I'm Barbie." It goes, "Hi, I'm Barbie," like that. It goes like, "Hi, I'm Barbie," like that. It goes like that. So at 2 a.m., my brother, yeah, right. We all thought the laptop was dead. Just to note again that we all thought it was dead. my bro woke up at 2 a.m. and heard, "Hi, I'm Barbie." He got freaked out so bad. I don't think he slept that night, but it's kind of funny if I say it like this, but like, if I also woke up at 2 a.m. and heard, "Hi, I'm Barbie," I would be freaking out too, I guess. Yeah, it would be like that sometimes. Throw it into the fire. Yeah, I think no, we didn't throw it to the fire. It drowned in like a tropical storm. But yeah, some toys. Toys are like freaky. When I remember the Chucky movie, I just like stare at my Barbie dolls when I was a kid. I was like, after watching Chucky, I was like looking at my Barbie dolls. I was like, please, don't kill me while I'm sleeping tonight. Because we had like a whole glass display case of like Barbie dolls. Of like, we had like pretty rare Barbie dolls. We had like the Pegasus and like a Filipiniana one. We also had like a Chinese one or something. And like, the traditional Chinese garb. We had like that before. But of course they died to the tropical storm. Oh no, we have one more. I swear, I think you need to purchase our cleansing ritual. I think you need to avail of that product of ours, Am I actually like, do you even think I'm Cell? Maybe I'm just a doppelganger right now. It's not really me right now. Like, how am I moving my face so good, right? Just to remind you guys. Anyways, while you're typing out your anecdote, I will read the last Reddit post that I found, and then I'll read yours. Okay, actually I have to use the bathroom, but I will read this first. From Valencia, Bukidnon here. When I was a freshman in college, my parents and I transferred closer to the college so I could just commute rather than stay in the dormitories. The house we rented was a simple wooden shack with a tin roof. Jalousies? What's that? I don't know that word. Jalousies with grills, all that jazz. It was divided into 4. In front was the narrow living room leading to 2 bedrooms. The bedrooms in turn had doors leading to the dining room or kitchen. One day, my parents decided to leave me alone for 2 days for a business trip. The first night, I just watched some TV then proceeded to go to sleep. Around 1 to 2 a.m., I woke up to a noise coming from the roof, as if someone was walking on it. Someone's probably walking on the roof. It's probably like a thief or something. Maybe call the police. Anyways. There was no way it could have been a cat, rat, or other animal. It was heavy. Emphasis on heavy. The thin roof was actually giving way from the weight. Gosh, I'm getting goosebumps while typing this. Okay, me too. I'm getting goosebumps while reading this. Anyway, the noise got closer above my room, then farther away, then back. Suddenly, the noise stopped. After a minute or so, whatever made that noise sound was scratching the front door. Okay. Literally 4 meters from where I was. This lasted for about 10 seconds, although it seemed like forever. After that, everything stopped. Oh shit. It was a miracle that I could even go back to sleep after that. When my parents came back, I told them everything. My mother said that the area we were in now was known for wak-wak. Oh god. That could shape shift at night. I don't know how to explain a wak-wak. I don't think I know what a wak-wak is. Let me just Google it real quick. Oh shit, there's pictures. Oh no, oh no. Let me just, please, no pictures. Okay, Wak Wak. It's a Philippine ghoul vampire. Oh, it's a vampiric bird-like creature in Philippine mythology. It is said to snatch humans at night as prey, similar to the manananggal. This is the one I told you about earlier, about like the lady who like cuts herself in half and then flies off and leaves her legs. The Wak Wak cannot separate its torso from the body, while the manananggal can. Okay, it's like some believe the Wak Wak is a form of vampire. Okay. So anyway, so yeah, it snatches humans at night. Okay, nice. Okay, where am I? Was known for Wak Wak that could shapeshift at night. She even said that we were possibly being welcomed into the neighborhood. So there's my paranormal story. Thanks for the opportunity to share my experience. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for letting us know of your definitely not a scary experience. Like, really? This is like freaky, guys. It's like freaky. I don't understand. This country has so many ghosts. Ghost, I tell you, ghost. I hate it here. Gotta check, you know. Everybody check behind you. Just make sure that there's nothing there. Anyways, okay. Okay. Here comes. Oh gosh. Okay, wait, can I move this? Oh, it's locked. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, let's read your spooky story. Wink, wink. I gotta move. Okay. Like, you know, because my computer's on the right, so my head is like turned to the right, even though I'm reading I'm reading your message. Okay. When I went to work at someone's house, I saw a teddy bear that they had on a counter. The strange thing was that the bear seemed angry. Okay, that's your cue to run away. I mentioned that to the person, and when he saw it, he also saw him angry. Then I tried to clear my sight, and when I saw him again, the bear smiled again. That seems strange even to the owner, and I recommended the usual purification with fire. Yeah, you know what? You gotta burn your is why? I swear, I think you really do have a third eye. It's like you got a lot of freaky stuff happening to you. I think you really gotta like ask someone to close it. You'd be like, hey, can you like close my third eye? Yeah, I know. Oh my god, this one's so long. I'm gonna read the first one. Then if I still have a voice. But I'll be right back. I drank too much water. So I gotta go talk to my boss, my demon boss in the bathroom. I'll be right back. BRB. I have the smallest bladder ever. BRB. You know what? I just had like a thought while in the bathroom. What if instead of like you having like a third eye, maybe you know how you told that story about you like and your sister seeing a shadowy figure? What if, and this is just a what if you you're being haunted? What if you're being haunted? Cause like it feels like you have a lot of experiences with the paranormal. But I hope you're not haunted. Like, you know, like in Jujutsu Kaisen, how that guy has like his like childhood friend haunt him and became a demon. Just a thought, just to keep in mind. Maybe you want, oh my god, you have another story. Yeah, well, are you sure you're not haunted? Are you sure you're not haunted? Or like you know, have a third eye? Maybe you have a third eye. Maybe, right? I'm gonna cry for you, my dude. Let me fix this. Okay. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna watch. Okay, this is your last. For real, this is your last. Are you sure? This is your last experience with the paranormal? I hope you don't have any more. I really hope you don't have any more. I'm freaked out for you, dude. I don't think I can sleep tonight. Okay, so last. In my country... what the hell? In my country, there is a house known to be haunted, but there are businesses on the first floor. One day, while working there with a group of people, wait, where am I? Person asked me to borrow a hammer. Okay. You know, customers always right. The strange thing is that when we left, I was waiting for that person to give me back the hammer, but they told me that there was no one else. Searching inside the house, I managed to find the hammer thrown away from where I was. That day, there was no one but... Oh my god! Oh my god! Dude! Are you good? Oh my god, I think you gotta get yourself like exercise. I'm scared for you, my dude. Breathe deep breaths to keep the ghost away. I believe in ghosts, but I also believe that the human spirit is stronger. I mean, I guess that's why you're not like, you know, what do you call this? How do you say this? Like, possessed? You know? I'm glad you're not possessed. The human spirit is the strongest. Yes. Just like they say in Undertale, despite everything, it's still you. Why do you have so many horror stories? Oh my god. I think you really need to avail of our cleansing ritual product. I think it's really gonna like rejuvenate your skin. Oh my god, okay. Ooh. Okay, let's read. I found these ones. I don't know if these are real. I found this on the like Reddit no sleep tag. I'm not really sure if these are real like compared to like the Filipino spooky experiences, because like I don't know, they're kind of, these ones are a little bit how would you say this, like far-fetched or something, but I'm not sure. I like read the first part, so I'm like, you know, a little iffy about the realness of these ones. But I hope the end of these stories don't have like, if you don't share this story to 3 of your friends, then freaking Shrek is gonna show up right next to you on your bed at 3 a.m. Yeah, I hope they don't have those kinds. Anyways, let's get into it. The first one is Man on the Wall. Oh god, I have a wall. I have a wall. Okay, okay. Let's do this. Let me drink water. Okay, let's do this. Let's read my book of archaic text. The Man in the Wall. Whenever the sun set on the small town I grew up in, the streets would empty and a silence would take the night. You could almost hear the stillness of the leaves and flowers outside. The place wasn't rural and out of touch with the world like some of those towns are, but it sure as hell was no city. Nighttime in those big places seemed to usher in a new, maybe a little bit depraved day, but here, the town seemed to rest with its inhabitants. Maybe I took it for granted. I mean, you look at any paper, any movie, book, etc., and see that all the action in life happens in those bustling streets so far away. I'm not that naive anymore, though. Now I know that all of the action I heard about were things that no one should desire. I knew that when it came to my town, when the silence that once pierced the night dissipated for a few hours, and in time, so did the peaceful life I missed. It was like any other night at first. Thick and humid air flooded in the streets, gray clouds stretched across the sky and obscured the moon and stars. Most importantly though, it was silent. I laid in bed unable to sleep, thinking of crowded bars and better towns than this one. I could hear my heart beat in the silence when I focused on it. Then a sound drifted in from my open window. It sounded like a moan at first, maybe a deer that got hit by a semi, but then it came again, clear like glass, as it tore through the night. How do I say this? Help me, like that. Okay. Gotta get in there. It was a man's voice. Help me. Okay. His words were drawn out and laborious like a dying breath. I sprung out of bed, clenched the window sill, and peered through the mesh screen. Nothing. Oh shit. The streets were as dead as they had always looked. I feel like, these are a little more make-believe, so we'll see. Please. Like delayed Christmas lights. I watched the porch lamps turn on at all of the neighbors' houses. Meanwhile, the pleading groans drifted down the street. Within a half an hour, nearly the entire town was crowded around the house 4 blocks down from mine. Fire trucks, ambulances, and squad cars doused us with flickering colored lights as a cop screamed, "Everybody get back! Move! Go back to your homes! Everything is under control." I asked people at the back what was going on, but none of them seemed to know. I pushed my way through the crowd of people, my heart racing as I tried to fight off a curious smirk. I didn't need to fight it off for long though. The closer I got to the front, I could see people crying and trembling like they were having seizures. Others were puking, pulling out their hair, pacing around aimlessly. I could see men closing their eyes and grimacing as they squeezed their hysteric wives to their chest. That was enough to put me in place. I mean, judging from what you just described, I think the people crying was enough for me to just book it out of this town. Yeah. If this was me, I personally would have just left. I mean, maybe at the help me phase, I would have just slammed my window closed and then just went back to sleep. Okay. Next. I should have left then. But you know how these things go. I had come this far. I needed to see what happened. I needed to know what was making everyone catatonic. What does that word mean? It's time for dictionary. Catatonic. Relating to or characterized by catatonia. What is catatonia? A state of immobility and stupor. Okay. Okay. It's 2022. Everybody's crying. Okay. You know what? You know what? You're right. You're right for that. That's so true. I'm about to finish my water. Okay. Never mind. Nothing ahead looked too out of the ordinary. Just a run-of-the-mill house. I could see that the roof was angled and there was a nice lawn out front. The lights were on behind the windows and the front door was wide open, but other than that, it was normal. I need more water, like choking. Okay. I think I'm good. Okay, next. Is it next? Yeah. But please. I could hardly hear it this time through the slew of frenzied people. It came from the house. From the outside of the house. As I moved closer, I could make out the walls, layered wood panels, painted a subtle shade of blue. Again, it looked pretty normal at first, and then I saw him, surrounded by paramedics, cops, firemen. A good share of them were scratching their heads or crying at the sight. What? So you saw a guy, and then the people who saw this guy were like scratching their heads or like crying or something like that. Is that what's happening here? Am I reading this right? Okay. Yeah, noted. I see. So my knees shook and I stumbled about just trying to stand. I blinked rapidly to push away the I blinked rapidly to push away the tears, and the bottom of my throat started to swell. My mind blanked. I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't process the emotions that my body was responding to. Okay, so you saw something, you saw the thing that it's there causing a commotion, and it's making everybody like a little itchy and cry, something like that. Is this, am I reading this right? Am I reading this right? Schizophrenia, oh my god. You know, I like I always get like sidetracked when I like talk. Anyways, so like, you know how like in TED Talk, I like watch this guy describe, this is like not a horror story. I watched this guy, like he's kind of like a video editor, and he kind of like makes videos to educate on mental illnesses and stuff, because he himself has like schizophrenia. So he kind of like made a video where he demonstrated in that video what he sees on a daily basis, and it was kind of freaky. TBH, it was like a bunch of like random faces, or just like on like they're just like, when he walks, like he's walking like that, and then he's like going through places, and then he sees all these different things, all these different faces just like saying random stuff, like they're not really making sense. It was so kind of freaky, but I'm kind of intrigued. Like I didn't know that, because you know how like schizophrenia, we know how like mental illnesses are like described and stuff, but we don't really know like how people experience it, right? Because it's like, it's really just hard to describe for them. It's hard for them to like actually show what they're feeling, what they're seeing on, like, yeah. It was kind of just like interesting seeing that this is what this person with schizophrenia sees on a daily basis. It's kind of wow. It's like, okay, I see. Yeah, well, it was just an interesting thing I saw on TikTok. Anyways, we got like derailed. Let's continue. Where am I? I'm on the third paragraph. Yeah. I didn't recognize the man. But then again, I doubt anyone could have. His body was fused into the wall. What? His body was fused into the wall of the house. Am I reading this right? Did you just say his body was fused into the wall of the house? Let me just look at my walls right now. There might be some bodies here. Okay, to the left now. Upside on the roof. Okay, there's none. Maybe on my floor. Okay, I don't think there's any. In most of the stories, they see things. Yeah, you know, right? I'm glad I'm like not. So you know, I'm just really glad I don't have a third eye. My one blessing. Okay, let's continue. Wall of the house, looking almost like a sadistic wood carving. His face was contorted and stretched about wildly, slowly being pulled into the wall. Agony. That's the only word I can find to even remotely describe his deformed face. His skin blended into the wooden panels like a gradient, and his body was slowly flattened out as it moved away from his crushed torso. No arms, no legs, no fingers, nothing. But I could almost notice thin ridges surfacing where the limbs above his elbows and knees once were. You know, I have a pretty vivid imagination thanks to my many years on Wattpad. So yeah, you know, I have a pretty vivid imagination, so I can read a book and have this whole scenario like play out in my brain. I think a lot of book readers are like that as well. Well, you know, this is really an image. This is an image in my head now. Thank you. My spine rolled like a cat coughing up a hairball. I felt the stinging rise of vomit fill my throat, and I threw up all over my pants and shoes. We're gonna get you out of there, don't you worry, a policeman shouted. But he only seemed to be trying to reassure himself. First responders rushed in and out of the house. In their commotion, I could hear that there was nothing of the man on the other side of the wall. Just flat, unbroken, uncracked drywall. You know, my fingers are kinda turning cold. Okay. I could hear his wheezing breaths. It sounded like a man with punctured lungs trying to breathe through a straw. I clasped my hands over my ears and hunched over, but I could still hear it in my mind. But please, his mouth hardly moved. Just kill me. Kill me. Please. Kill me. That voice, it was so airy, so drawn, much more than before. He was pulled flatter against the house by now, and his skin was almost completely wrapped in the wooden panels. You. There were no fingers for him to point. He couldn't even move his eyes. The first responders darted their heads around between him and each other, trying to figure out what he wanted. Please, gun. He kept repeating that for the rest of the night. Within a few hours, everyone seemed to realize what we had known all along. There was no helping him. All we could do, stand there, like we were before, staring dumb and wide-eyed as he was ever so slowly being pulled and stretched into the wall. This man was being stretched into the wall? Did you just say he was being stretched? That's a whole other business, guy. Like, oh my god. I thought he was just stuck on the wall. I didn't know he was being stretched into the wall. That's kind of creepy. That's kind of creepy. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. The firefighters, the paramedics, the police, and eventually everyone else that had... Next page. Is it too small? Let me make it bigger. Oh god, my face is like covered now. Okay. Okay, here we are. What was the last? Wait, what was that? The firefighters, the paramedics, the police, and eventually everyone else that had crowded around him slowly shuffled away and crawled back to their homes, leaving him alone there, begging and pleading to be put out of his misery. So you guys just left him? That's a little mean. Maybe someone should have done it, but nobody had the stomach to pull the trigger. I mean, I guess fine. When I got home, I noticed that my parents were still asleep, as was my sister. They must have been the only few who slept that night. I could still hear him faintly cry out, begging for a gun to free him. But even closing my window couldn't stop those groans and pleading cries from throbbing against the walls of my skull. By morning, the wall that once emblazoned the grotesque and distorted shape of a man looked like any other wall, flat against the house with the same wood panels. The same shade of light blue without even a crack in the paint to show he was once there. Oh my god, he got eaten. He got eaten by the wall. A few onlookers gathered randomly throughout the day, their hands stuffed in their pockets and standing far apart from each other as they stared in silence. I asked about a possession. You have something like that? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Just for our VIP, I have now called the Exorcist. Oh man. Were you like actually like exercise? Oh my god. Okay. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth paragraph. It's been at least 2 or 3 months now, but still nobody talks about what happened. Not so much as a whisper. That night marked a change in our town. A change in the people who used to smile and wave as they pushed strollers and walked their dogs in the sun. Today feels no different than the night nowadays. I miss when kids used to play on the lawns and ride their bikes down the street. When families used to hang out and hold the occasional block party. And when the mailman wasn't the only familiar face outside. I'm sure that they all chalk up what happened to some bizarre and fricked up dream, since by morning, there was no evidence that the man was ever there. Okay? But I know what I saw. Me too. I know what I read. I still see that horrible face every time I close my eyes. And even if I blast music into my ear canals, I can't drown out those agonizing groans. I can't even freaking sleep anymore without downing enough alcohol from my parents' liquor cabinet or stealing sleeping pills from my mom. Sometimes I think about his face. Oh god, how it was so disfigured that he couldn't even shed a tear. And when I cry into my pillow in the dead of night, I like to think that I'm crying for him. Eee! Okay, you know this story, a little freaked up, a little freaky. Okay, it's more of a psychological horror, I understand. Not really one of those boo, you know, not really one of those ooh stories, you know, it's more of a huh. It's more of a huh story, you know? I get it. But it's still kind of creepy. Not super scary though. Here we go back to the real life experiences. I have like no water. I have to like save this water. Oh, I hope you're like not possessed anymore. Wait, I gotta fix this. Let me just fix the... Okay, let me read. You have so many experiences. I don't understand. Okay. There was a time when I felt bad for no apparent reason. One day, I had a dream where I was chased by a black rat. In the dream, my already dead dog appeared to chase that rat. In the end, the rat approaches me and I manage to step on it, but it turns into black, sticky mass. Okay. After that, I regained my mood. I think someone did witchcraft to me that time. Oh my god. Did you do that? Did you try that thing? Like after like you have like a horrible nightmare or something where you like get an egg and then you like, or how do you say this? You like swirl it. I mean like you hold it and then you like sway it around your head or something. I'm like moving my hand in real life as if you can see my hand, but like, you know, use that egg and then you rotate it around your body and then you crack it into the glass and then you like see if it's like turning black or something. I'm not sure if it's like turning black or something. Or no, you crack it into the glass, put some stuff, and then you flush it down the toilet so that, you know, you don't get cursed anymore. Oh, you did? Oh shit, damn. Witchcraft. Witch. If this was like the Salem trials, we probably would be like lynched already, right? The Salem trials were the rules were kind of funky. If she dies, she's human. If she lives, she's a witch. That doesn't make sense. There's like no option. I hope you got exercised though. I feel like you have a lot of experiences with the paranormal for real. I feel like maybe I should pray for you. Maybe, you know, maybe I should pray for you tonight. You know, these horror stories are kind of getting to me. You know, just checking my room just in case, you know, there's stuff. Hopefully there's no like stuff. It's, you know, I can't live like that. Oh, I really can't live like that. Oh, these stories, man, you know, there's like, it's either a real life experience or it's a really good creepypasta. God. Okay, I'm gonna read. This is gonna be the last one. Because my voice. Wait, what the heck? Why did it open like this? Okay, let's move to the next. This one. I think my roommate is a vampire. This is gonna be the last story for tonight. Oh, let me open it so I can read it. Okay. Huh? It's too big. I think my roommate is a vampire. That sounds idiotic, right? Everyone knows vampires aren't real. But hear me out. Okay, I'll hear you out. Because I am a open person who listens to spooky stories. It started about a year ago when my old roommate decided to move in with his girlfriend without any warning. Why am I not there? Glasses is like covering. His name was on the lease. His name was on the lease too. And I could have just forfeited forfeited my half of the deposit and found a cheaper place. But that's really hard to do on short notice, especially in the middle of a semester. So I put out ads everywhere I could think of online and around campus for a new roommate, not really expecting much. To my initial delight, I got a nibble within a week. She was a quiet grad student who'd had some sort of falling out with her own roommate and needed a place to land. Perfect. Or so I thought. Or so you thought. She moved in and covered her half of the expenses when bills came due at the start of the next month. It looked like I managed to dodge a bullet, and maybe in my relief at not being evicted, I ignored a few signs I should have picked up on. You see, I almost never saw my roommate. Okay, yeah, she's a vampire. Case closed. Case closed. Okay. She stayed locked up in her room most days when I was home, though I occasionally bumped into her watching something on her shared TV late at night. Probably like looking for popular spots that couples go to at night so that she can, like grab them. Like grab them. you know? Seems like a pretty plausible idea. Okay. Her explanations were reasonable. Night shift work as a medical intern, sleep schedules, all that seemed legit. She was really weird about mirrors though. Oh god. Okay, vampires and mirrors. Who made this? Started this rumor that vampires, when they look in a mirror, they see nothing. Let me look at the mirror right now. Let me look at that. Oh shiz. Oh my god. Oh shiz. I swear I'm not a vampire. I swear. Wait, okay, let me just put the mirror away. I've looked enough at myself. Okay, okay. Yeah, nothing happened. Anyways. I don't know, guys. Maybe nah. Let's not think about what just happened. Anyways, where am I? She was really weird about mirrors though. She doesn't have a single one in her room. Which is odd for a girl. Nor does she ever keep any food in the fridge. Bro, you're the food. You're the food. I'm telling you right now that she doesn't have food in the fridge because you're the food. Okay? Oh, okay. They don't have a reflection because they don't have a soul. Okay, now I know. Okay. I didn't know that. Damn. If vampire bad, why sexy? If vampire bad, why hot? You know how vampires they sparkle in the sunlight. I'm just kidding. I never watched Twilight. Fun fact, I never watched Twilight. How there was a boom for Twilight at some point? I never watched it. I was like, nah. Sorry, I gotta stay loyal to Hunger Games. Yeah. Okay. Continue. She doesn't have any cookware. She never has friends over. Oh gosh. All of these things I could write off somehow if it weren't for the dream. Okay. I mean, I guess med student doesn't have friends. I guess. Or she does have a night shift work. She's an intern and she's still a grad student. So I guess. Okay. You see, I keep having this recurring dream about once or twice a month. I wake up with her perched on the corner of my bed. In these dreams, the room is utterly black. I sleep with blackout curtains drawn because of an obnoxiously bright street lamp outside my window. But somehow, I know she's there. Okay. I never say anything to her. She just slithers under the... Oh, okay. She just slithers under the covers with me, and her body is cold. Maybe she just wants you to warm her up. Maybe her air conditioner is too cold in the room, and she need... Okay, you know what? Yeah, I can't make excuse about this. Okay. Then she talks to me in a low voice, speaking words I can never seem to remember in the morning. And she kisses my neck. Okay, maybe she likes you. Maybe she's into you. But like, you know, she's like a stalker, so that's kind of weird. Okay. Speaking words I can never seem to remember in the morning, and she kisses my neck, and that cold... Oh wait, maybe she doesn't kiss the neck. Maybe she's biting it for blood. Okay, yeah, that's more probable. And that cold feeling explodes through my whole body. Then I wake up. That's it. I know, it's freaky. I'm always a little groggy and lethargic after I have one of those dreams. Okay, yeah, she's for real sucking your blood. She's eating your blood. Cause like, you know how like, you like, when you're like, I say like a lot. When you go to the doctor and then you get like a blood test done, or you're donating blood, you get like really woozy after, right? So, 100%. He's a vampire. Yeah. Okay. Thirsty too, like working in the hot sun, sweating like a pig all day. Thirsty. And the chronic fatigue has only gotten worse. After I fainted at work one night, my boss insisted that I make a doctor's appointment. Guess what they found? Anemia! Oh my god. She's a vampire. She's drinking your blood. She's giving you anemia. Just you know. Oh my god. I don't know what to say. Vampire, blood, no food, no friends. Only like watches TV at night. Vampire. Now the real question that you should be asking right now is the vampire hot? Just kidding. Oh no, I have like no water left. Yeah, this is gonna be the last story. They are supposed to bite in the neck because there is the jugular artery. Oh. I can't believe, like, why does like it gives you dreams? At least like while she's drinking your blood without consent, he's giving you like a dream so that you don't like know what's happening in the moment. Oh my god, this is kind of freaky though. Yeah, like there's a lot of stories about like spooky roommates, you know, like there's a lot of that. Okay. And the chronic fatigue has only gotten... Okay, wait. Anemia. My family has no history of anemia. None. The doctors can't explain it. They just put me on a regimen of iron supplements and called it good. I've tried to ask her to move out, but whenever I talk to her, I always seem to forget the purpose of the conversation and get sidetracked on something she wants to talk about. And then I go to bed having forgotten about the whole thing until the next time I have one of the dreams. I think I might be losing my mind. After either that or my roommate really is what I think she is. I want to move out. I've even packed my stuff up a couple times, only to wake up the next morning with everything back in its place, wondering if I only dreamed about packing. Girl, your roommate is keeping you hostage because you're her food. Run. Take my advice and... Oh wait, she already tried to run. I mean, maybe run in the morning? Skip class? Run? Get out of here? Okay. One night I just got in my car and drove as far as I could before sleep got the better of me and I had to pull off the highway. The next morning, I woke up, parked at the curb outside my apartment. Ooh, deep breaths. Deep breath. This is just a story. Maybe. It's just a story. Maybe. Yeah. I'd write that one off as a weird dream too, if it weren't for the credit card statement that has me getting gas in a town about 3 hours drive from where I live on the night in question. That could just be credit card fraud, except I know that it isn't. I've tried telling people about what's going on, but no one ever believes my family. Believes me. Family, friends, they all think it's some kind of joke or a hallucination on my part. Especially after they met my roommate. Everyone likes her even though she's weird. I even like her, though I'm scared. Oh my god, you like her? Though I'm scared to death of her. I find myself waking up in the middle of the night lately with the insane urge to go out and talk to her. I know where she'll be. I can hear the TV turn to low volume in the other room. Some nights I succeed in resisting, but most I end up getting up and sitting with her until near dawn when she heads to bed. It's gotten to where I can't force myself to tell people about my fears anymore. Even writing this all out on an anonymous forum is hard to do. When I think about including any personally identifying details though, I can't make myself do it. My fingers simply refuse to type that information out. You got hypnotized. Vampires can hypnotize, right? I don't think I'd be able to write as much as I have, except that I think my feeble attempts to get away amuse her some. Oh, you know what? This kind of like vibing like a Wattpad story. An AO tree. I can't escape her anymore. I need help. Or am I? But I know no one is going to help me. I feel like I should just accept my fate. One of these nights, I'll be the one perched on her bed, and then it will all be over. I know it somehow. I won't want to escape then. I'll be completely hers until I'm dead, or maybe... Damn! This is Twilight? Vampire Wattpad story? I've written my story out 3 times now, and each time I found some reason to delete it rather than posting. I'm not going to hit discard this time though. I will not do it. I will not. If you're reading this, please try to find some way of helping me. I don't know how you do it. I can't know. If I actually believe that someone could, I don't think I would be able to write this much. I want to delete it, but I'm going to hit post before I talk myself out of it again. This was posted 5 days ago. I think we need some word of advice. OP. Garlic. Garlic on your door, salt on the floor, and then have a garlic like pasta or something before you sleep. Does that help? Okay, anyways. Continuing what I was saying about when I was a kid. Oh no. There's more. There's more in your possession story? Oh no. I know, right? I think I read a Twilight fanfic, TBH. Like Bella. But who's the vampire? I don't remember any vampire girls. I don't really remember. I didn't really watch or read Twilight anyways. My throat. Let me... Boop. Okay, let me move myself. Let me just move myself before I read your... Okay. Okay. I need to close the book. Close. This book's really cool though. Maybe let's keep it open. Okay. So when I was a kid, there was a time when I would wake up during the night yelling to turn off the lights, and if they were already off, I would turn them on to turn them off. The next day, I didn't remember anything. My parents thought it was a mental problem. In the end, for some strange reason, we dropped a giant backpack in the shape of a cat that was right on my bedside, and those cases I also think I had something wrong with oh my god. No, with the amount of paranormal experiences you've been telling me, I think you might have a third eye. Like I think this really solidifies it, You might really just have a third eye. Oh my god, you experienced so much. That's kind of freaky, dude. Oh my god. Okay, I don't experience spooky stuff. The worst I experience is like sleep paralysis. I don't know if you've ever experienced sleep paralysis. Music disappeared. Oh, my earphones. Hello, earphones. Wait, my earphones are like gone. Wait, the music stopped. Okay. That happened about 3 times until the last time I tried not to go back to sleep just so I could remember everything that happened. Ooh. That's really freaky. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm glad it stopped though. Like, right, you did the thing and then god. The worst I had like with like relation to like sleep is like sleep paralysis. I don't know if you've had like sleep paralysis or if you've experienced it, but I experienced it a lot when I was growing up. I don't know why. I experienced it at least like once every 2 months or 3 months when I was like younger, and then it came to the point where like I know exactly how to wake myself up from a sleep paralysis episode. The trick is I'm just letting you know, just in case you experience a sleep paralysis. The trick is to wiggle your toes and your eyebrows and your fingers as much as possible, as much as you can, until you feel like you can move your head, and then you like try to jerk it in your dream, and then you'll wake up. Just letting you know. Anyway, so my worst sleep paralysis case, because most of my sleep paralysis cases were just like me not being able to move and like seeing my room or wherever I was sleeping. The worst one I had was like my door was like opening and stuff, and then I have this like tiny window in my room, and like in that sleep paralysis episode, something was like staring through it, and then the door was opening, and then something black and dark was like moving towards me. It was so freaky, but like I woke up, then I was like, shit, what time is it? It was like 2 a.m. or something, and then I was like, oh my god, I need to sleep. So I went back to sleep, and I had another sleep paralysis episode. I had another sleep paralysis episode. It was really funny. But yeah, I don't experience much sleep paralysis now, but I think, I really think I should call up my boss so that I can ask them to give you a cleansing ritual free of charge, given the amount of paranormal experiences you have had. This is gonna be on the house. Judging from what we can see, it seems like a good idea to give you this. Give you this for free instead of having like more. Free is the answer, like in the memes. I wish it was. But yeah, I'm just letting you know that if you have a sleep paralysis, wiggle your toes, wiggle your brows, wiggle your fingers as much as you can. Those are the first thing you have to wiggle, okay? This is how I wake myself up from nightmares also. I'm like, when I have nightmares, I'm like sleeping, I'm like, oh no, scary stuff is happening. And then I'm like, no, I don't want to experience this anymore. I don't want to go through this nightmare anymore. So I'm just like, wake up, wake up. Oh, I hit myself. I was like, wake up, wake up. And then I just wake up. That's just, you know, there's just some weird things I can do while I'm sleeping. I have like weird experiences with sleeping. Sleep paralysis that happens to you often? Yeah, and they say it's due to stress. That's why. Always remember, wiggle. Wiggle as much as you can. Wiggle. Wiggle. That's my advice. Because I've been able to wake myself up every time. Might take a while though, because you like have to get the hang of it, of, you know, waking yourself up. But yeah, that's how you do it. It's kind of a freaky talent I have. Oh my gosh, you know what? When someone meets me and they ask me something like interesting about me, I should stop saying I'm lactose intolerant and instead say that I can wake myself up from sleep paralysis and from my dreams. Yeah, I should just do that. Why haven't I been doing that? Oh my gosh. That's cool, yeah. It's a talent I've cultivated through my many sleep paralysis episodes. Do you guys have like recurring dreams? But like nightmare recurring dreams? Like I've had like one horror nightmare one that's like recurred like almost 4 times in my life now. It's like it started as a kid and then it keeps like randomly just like happening, or like I just randomly dream about it one day. It's kind of freaky. I don't really know why. Like this one specific dream is like I'm in like, you know, Pac-Man the game, but like imagine it if you were in it. Yeah, imagine if you were in Pac-Man the game, except what's chasing you isn't like Pac-Man. It's like this gigantic looking troll thing, and then you have this like itchy feeling that if you get caught by this thing, you're never gonna wake up. Yeah, that's a really freaky dream I have had like 4 times in my life, but like not consecutively, more like in like different stages of my growth. Does that make sense? It's like I had it when I was a kid, I dreamed it when I was a kid, I dreamt about it when I was a teen, I dreamt about it when I was like getting older and older. You know what? Right? You know, just some thoughts. I don't know what recurring dreams are supposed to like mean. It's just freaky. I hate having it. Actually, I have a bunch. There's one like it's like I'm in a train station or something, and then people are like running and stuff because apparently there's these goopy black how do you say this? Goopy black things that are like chasing after the people, and they're like trying to slice me up or something like that. I don't know. I have a lot of weird dreams. I wish I didn't. I don't drink some tiny water. I am out of water. An experience that I do not know if it has happened to you. There are times when you hear as if several things on a counter fell, but when you check, nothing happened. Once it happened to me when I was with my mother, even she heard how the bottles fell. I haven't had that experience yet. I'm kind of glad I haven't. I think you can see how shaky my eyes are. I haven't had, yeah. My god, you really do experience a lot of things. So freaky. I don't really hear a lot of sounds in my house, thank god. Cause my house, this side, it's like one big building, and then one house, one side's like my family's, and the other side's like my, how do you say this, other families. Not really like my other relatives, they live in that side. Yeah,
It's just like one whole building. I don't think a lot of spooky stuff happens in my house, in my side of the house, because apparently it's their side that's haunted. Because apparently my cousin's like, I don't know, according to her nanny before, who apparently had a third eye, my cousin is like easily haunted by like ghosts and spirits. So, you know, I'm glad that I haven't experienced such things as well. My gosh, Reiki, Reiki. I had this one experience too. Oh God, telling is scary. You know what? In my time zone right now, it's 12 a.m. Why am I doing this? Okay. So I had this one experience on a school trip, and me as a person, I don't really fall asleep easily, like at all. I have like very intense insomnia, especially when I'm like not in my own home. So for that school trip, I stayed up because I really couldn't sleep. And then around 2 a.m. I think, some people, maybe not some people, we went down to the bathroom, and like when we were in the bathroom, I asked someone to go with me. So there was like 3 of us there. When we were in the bathroom, we heard like some kind of thumping sound from the house. It was like a big house, you know, like when you're on a school trip, they make you and your classmates all stay in like one like room, or like 2 rooms if you're a lot. Yeah, it was like that kind of house. It was kind of like a farming excursion thing. Yeah, we heard a thumping sound, so we all ran up back to the room that we were sleeping in. And then yeah, thankfully I really don't experience that much horror. But according to my teacher, who was also on that trip, she said that she felt some kind of presence in that area. So there's that. Yeah, you know, I can't live like this. Why? Too many horror stories, man. Too many freaking horror stories. Can't. We should like finish on a good story, a funny one. Like on the topic, no, the only horror things I really experience is like dreams. Yeah, wait, I'll tell you 2 stories. So it's both connected with sleeping, because I don't know why. Maybe I have something wrong with me with sleeping. It's a paranoid. No, I refuse. Anyway, so I have these last 2 stories, and then I'm gonna end. Oh my god, my eyes are like twitching. Okay, so like, okay, I should take off the garb. Look at my new outfit. Anyways, what am I gonna say? Oh, like with dreams, because I don't know why I'm like really connected with like dreams. Oh, it's not your experience. Okay, you can type it out, but I tell my experience. My dreams are like weird. So like I said, I had like recurring dreams, right? There's this one that's really funny. I'm like in the house of my cousin, and then everyone started hiding under their couches, and then it was because this giant dinosaur was coming. It was like boom boom boom, coming like that, and then he just like peeks into the window of my cousin's house while we're under the couches. He's like, oh, look. He's like, with his eyes like, and he's like, nothing's there, okay. But then someone makes a sound, and then he notices us there. So my cousin, who was a baby at that time, and still a baby in my dream for some reason, okay, she walks out, and then for some reason she turns into a giant person and starts beating up the she starts beating up the dinosaur. They get into like a, you know, those mecha fights in like anime. That's what happened. She starts beating it up. She's like, what? She turns into some kind of superhero or something. It's really funny. Can't. I hate horror. I hate horror. And my last story is kind of similar to yours with sleepwalking. Yeah. This one's funny though. So it's not like freaky and scary. According to my mom, I woke up one day from the bedroom. So I was like sleeping, then I woke up. I was like a kid, I think. And I walked because we had to go through a hallway to get to the computer where she was playing Farmville. So I walked, and then I take note. I was sleeping. I pointed at something on the computer and was like, blah, 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 blah. According to her, I just went, blah, 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 blah. And then went back to the bed, still asleep. Went back to the bed, and then just. Oh my god! I think that was the last time I sleepwalked. Because funny times, man. I don't know why. How does sleepwalking even occur? Such a freaky phenomenon, my dude. My gosh, my throat. Wait, we're supposed to stay horror, right? Yeah, I'm horror. This is a horror. This is a horror stream. Extremely scary things are happening in the stream right now. Oh, my throat. My throat's like dying. Like dying. Oh, what's this? I'm like looking at my stream right now just to check if I'm like laggy. It doesn't look that laggy, TBH. I can use this. I can use this like software for chatting streams because I tried this out on like the with the Switch. It just doesn't work. It broke big time. It broke big time. Tried my best. Oh, my throat. Gosh. Today was kind of wild. These stories. Maybe next year, if and only if I have like, wow, I'm thinking about next year. Anyways, next year, if and only if I have like more followers and like more viewers and stuff, I'm going to try to instead of like looking at Reddit, I'm gonna ask for like horror stories, right? That seems like a better idea, right? Right? I also wanted to show my outfit. We should move here. Shashang. Oh my god, I'm like broke. What the heck? Oh my god, are you good? Oh my god. Wait, let's go back. I'm gonna show my outfit. I got all. Oh shit, it's so big. Why is this so big? What the heck? Let me just remove this. Let me try. Give me a moment. I don't know. Can you see my legs? Are you? Oh, I can't. You can't see my legs. Okay. Let me show what I look. This is my full outfit. I really like my shoes, my socks, but I can't really show it, cause my legs are cut off. Oh my god, look at my fingers. They're like pointed. Are you good? Why are your fingers so rigid? Anyways, yeah, this is my new outfit. I found a bunch of like assets and booths again, and I'm gonna credit it all in my about page so that if like people see this VOD in the future and they're like, holy shit, she looks so good, they're gonna see who made them, and then they can, go follow or like get them too. I have like some details too. On my hand is a bracelet. I changed out because like my old outfit, it was literally just the basic sweater and skirt from the software of Vroid. So embarrassing. I was like, basic? So I have this. So I did my nails. All of these assets I didn't make, so they're all made by someone else. And then I properly credited them in my about. So I have nails. I have nails. Everyone has nails. So I have nail polish. It's orange. I have a bracelet. This skirt is from the, yeah. And then I got this. I changed the color a bit because modification was allowed, and I really wanted to match my theme of pink because I love pink. and then I got a necklace. I have a necklace now. I can't really rotate my neck, but it's there. It's there. I think you can see it. Anyways, yeah. I really wanted to like have an outfit that's like matching my aesthetic more, so that one day I can like maybe build a lore. Wow, she makes lore or something. She makes lore or whatever. Okay, let me read your story and then we're gonna end, because my throat is scratchy and we still have inscription tomorrow. So okay, where's that? Okay. Wait, we should go back to Halloween, right? Nah. No, we'll go back. I'll go back. Okay. Oh, it's a cute outfit. Thanks. I really wanted to match like the aesthetic. Wanted like pink, because I love pink for real. You do great changes on your hour. Yeah, I'm so grateful for like artists who make their stuff free. Like, wow, amazing. I wish I could do that, but all I can do is put it on. So thank you to all of the makers of these assets. Okay, let's go. The last story of the night. An aunt who lives in the town received a visit around 3 a.m. when she went to open it, it was her son. But her son had traveled to the capital several days ago. It seemed strange to him that his son would travel to town and arrive at that hour. 3 a.m.? Yeah, that's true. The son told him, oh, my throat. The son told him that they should hurry up and go to the capital, that mobility was waiting for them. Wait, my throat is like... At that moment, my aunt told her to wake up. My uncle, wait, my throat, I swear, wait. Okay. To wake up my uncle and go together, but she kept insisting and holding her arm. In the end, she manages to free herself, and when she goes with her husband, she tells him the situation. My uncle woke up immediately, saying that this couldn't be his son. When they returned to the door, there was no one there. Oh god. Every time! There's a story in the town about a creature that takes the form of the person you miss the most. Oh my god. Oh no. I hate doppelgangers. Why? Wow, look at my eyes, they're like freaking out. Oh gosh. Skin thief, skinwalker, doppelgangers. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's freaky. But I guess like on the more like positive side, they got to see their son. Right? Right. They got to see their son, right? Isn't this kind of like a win-win situation? Maybe like the creature, its primary goal is to like freak someone out, and then, or like, how do you say this? Their primary goal is to make someone feel emotions, and then they feed on those emotions of love. I'm just making things up. And then the people who see the person they miss the most in front of them gets to see them, right? I mean, isn't this kind of a win-win situation? Maybe this creature is actually a good creature. Maybe we're misunderstanding it. Oh. 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 Okay, maybe not a good creature. I was just kidding. Don't follow spooky things that knock on your door at 3 a.m. Don't do that. That's helpful advice from our local demon headquarters. Anyways, those who accept going. Yeah, for real. But still, I mean, you get to see the person you miss the most, right? 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 What's wrong with that? If you think about it, if you really think hard about it. Oh my god, look at this. I'm like weird now. If you like really think hard about it. Oh my god, this is like ugly. I'm like trying out different settings. If you think real hard about it, what's so bad about hanging out with someone you miss the most? Even though you get spirited away. I'm just kidding. I swear, I'm just kidding. If I disappear tonight, just know I got spirited away. Or following the creature at 3 a.m. who knocked on my door. Oh my god. Begging. I'm begging. Freaky, man. That's freaky. I mean, you know, I guess there are like things like that. I have like, there's like stories here too. There's like stories here too where like, some kind of creature like, what do you call this? Imitates someone you miss. Like the voice, it imitates the voice of someone you really miss, which makes you like try to like find them or something like that, right? That's kind of freaky, right? Well, there's that like really famous creepy pasta where it's like you know that one? I'm like confused. The one that goes like how do you say this? How did it go? How did it go? Oh my god, I was like, someone like your family member calls you from downstairs and you go to look, you're like, yeah, what? And then they were like, did you hear the one upstairs? Yeah, I heard it too, or something like that. Yeah, that one, that creepypasta. There is also a story of a girl who appears near the lakes. It is said that she is beautiful and hypnotizes men, but one of her legs is that of one of her legs, only one. If you manage to realize that, oh, okay, you can save yourself. Okay, you know, I'll keep that in mind. I mean, she does target men, so maybe I won't be targeted, so I'll be good. Yeah, you know, I'm good. Thank God, you know, if I have nightmares tonight, and then tomorrow in inscription, I have even more nightmares. I mean, I get jump scared or something. I'm gonna like send my therapy bill addressed to you. I'm gonna send my therapy bill addressed to you, and also the writers of all of these Reddit posts I read tonight. Yeah. Okay, anyways, yeah, I think that's gonna be it for tonight. It's 1 a.m. I don't think I could take any more of that. So yeah, I'll see you guys again soon, and thank you for coming to listen to me read horror stories. And for like, look at this, see? Now I can wink. Wait, let me put my glasses down. Now I can wink. Also like, we are not, I have to repeat this for like management's sake, management's sake, is that we are not liable for any curses or demon sightings or possessions that occur after the stream. Thank you very much for coming, and please don't contact our HR for any lawsuits. Thank you. Bye. I know, right? We were reading and sharing experiences for 3 hours. Anyways, Thank you. And like I said, please don't contact our HR. We will not help you with your demon sightings. And here's a wink. Bye. Bye bye. Where's the ending screen? Bye. Bye 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 bye.